Hey guys, so here are 4 facts or truths that even the most advanced physicists, neuroscientists, and philosophers, tend to forget. And these are truths. It's actually 3 truths and 1 conclusion based on those 3. And these aren't anything you need to wrestle your mind to understand. In fact, if you engage your mind, it'll just chew on it endlessly with no conclusion, because that's what minds do. So, not necessarily bad, probably healthier to chew on mentally than most things, but it's unnecessary, it's overkill. So what you do is, relaxingly, if that's even a word, you deep down inside know these to be true. But almost everybody ignores the truth and falls for life's hamster wheel-like traps instead. Most people, life is like running on a hamster wheel, or pushing a boulder up the hill only to watch it roll back down, or trying to keep a bunch of plates spinning. And we forget these 4 key truths that will stop all your problems for good once you recognize these truths, right? So, all right, let's just dive in and make this quick, because it's easier than you think. You just have to relax about it. You know these to be true. So, number 1, you are and never were attached to anything in life. So everything changes and passes away. That's a given. Everything around you is always moving. Everything comes and goes, rises and falls. Even peace and happiness. You can't hold on to those. And everything in this reality moves. But I'm not talking about Buddhism detachment and impermanence and all that stuff, right? It's similar. The Buddhists are correct that everything is impermanent, but you actually don't need to practice anything nor force any sort of detachment. You actually don't have to do anything, because you are already non-attached to everything. The one thing that actually doesn't change in your reality is you. Think about it. So people, places, things, emotion, all these things change in front of you because you're aware of them. You're the one consistently noticing these things. If everything is going, has gone away, and will go away, what it means is nothing actually sticks to you. You, the one who is experiencing all these things, are not actually attached to anything. So a mind may develop attachments through wants and likes and dislikes and all that, but you, the actual one who notices your mind, are not attached to any of it. Even your mind can't stick to you. The mind itself disappears when you're in deep, deep sleep without being able to affect you. So what are you trying to give up or improve or even practice? So all pleasure and suffering is in the world, the body, and the mind. I'll say that again. All pleasure as well as suffering, including anxiety, depression, etc., is in the world, your body, and the mind. But you, yourself, the person who is aware of these things, are never attached to the phenomenon you experience. And we know this to be true deep down inside. I'll say that sentence again. It's like a duh moment when you actually realize it, because it's not possible. You are never attached to the phenomenon you experience. You are separate from that of what you experience, because you're the experiencer of the experienced. So again, you yourself are never attached to the phenomenon you experience. It's just not possible. All right, number 2. Truth number 2. The entire universe, or multiverse, we should update that to say multiverse now. So reality exists in you. All right, so the entire universe or multiverse is not separate from you. It borrows its existence from you. All right, so let me explain a little further before you roll your eyes and feel like you're too confused. Listen, the entire experience of quote-unquote reality and everything that appears to come and go comes and goes with you. It is not apart from you, It is you. You are the universe you experience. It's within your consciousness or consciousness itself. It is impossible to experience anything outside of your consciousness. Whatever is experienced in your awareness. That which appears in your consciousness is not separate from it. All right, so the whole universe arises and disappears in you, like waves in the ocean. The waves are actually part of the waves are the ocean itself. Everything from people, enemies, galaxies, concepts like space-time, movement, the ability to move, etc., is all you. Similar to how every character and world in a dream exists, but not separately. They borrow their existence from the dreamer. They arise and disappear back into the consciousness that is the dreamer. It's all just one thing, and that one thing is you. You have never experienced anything outside your own awareness. It's not possible for you to experience anything outside your own awareness. If you think about this, you know it's true. It's another one of these things that you know is true, but just don't think about. So this is what people talk about when they're saying oneness. You are everything that you experience. All right? Now, this next one is going to sound a little contradictory, but bear with me. Truth number 3. None of it is real, except you. You are the only thing that's actually real. All right, so let's go with me on this, because even I'm not real. If you're listening to me saying this, I'm an object in your perception. I exist, but I'm not actually real. You're the only one that's real. Listen to me. And not in a soulless, I can never say this word, soliplistic way. I can never say that word. I'm not saying your name is what you think is your mind and body. I'm saying that's not real either. You, the awareness, real. Go with me. Because it all exists within you, which we've established, and you experience it all coming and going, it is not you, but it is in you. At the same time, you could say that it is you, but not real, right? Those are saying the same things in completely different ways. So it may seem tangible, meaning you can't hold anything for long, actually, so it doesn't seem tangible at all when you really think about it. But it may seem more real than a dream because it changes at a slower pace than what goes on in a dream, but it is not. It's not. It's not more real than your dreams. There is no reality to it. All right? So, in fact, even the notion of slow or fast pace is within you and not inherently real. It exists, but is not real. So, here's an example I heard not too long ago that is great. It's like the difference between someone telling the truth, someone telling a lie, and someone not saying anything at all. All right? The person telling the truth is saying something, and that something he's saying is true. So this is the equivalent of existing and being real. Okay? The person not saying anything at all neither tells the truth nor lies. So doesn't exist and not real. However, the person telling the lie is actually saying something. It's just not true. So it exists, but is not real. Following me? So the whole universe or multiverse borrows its existence from you, meaning it can't exist without you being aware of it. It's within you. But it's not you. And it doesn't have its own existence. It is not non-existent, because clearly it exists, but it's false. I mean, to be blunt about it, you made it up. And made should be in quote. You quote unquote made up your whole reality, because even the concept of you doing anything is part of this false empirical measurable reality. Because you are all a space-time and beyond itself. Past, present, future, all are there in you. These are all concepts within you. Even in quote unquote empirical reality, there is no free will. Okay? There is no free will because there's no cause and effect. They are illusions. Free will or causation would imply the future doesn't exist yet, which is total nonsense, right? You can take some physics 101. I mean, Einstein published relativity when in like 1919. So we're, what are we, 100 years later, and people are still going around believing that that your actions affect the future. No, it's the future exists. All right, so free will and causation would imply that the future doesn't exist yet, and that's totally impossible, right? So, but even you could logically argue such nonsense when you look deeper. Even what may be true empirically has no substantive reality. All right, so I know what I'm saying sounds a little confusing. So think of that illusion. You know the illusion that when you look at the dark spots of the illusions, is it a candlestick or two people trying to kiss? You've all seen this illusion. If not, Google it and take a look. It's the white part when you're looking at it looks like a candlestick on a black background. But if you look at the black on a white background, it looks like two people trying to kiss. So is it two people about to kiss? Or is it a candlestick? Which one is it? And the truth of the matter is, it's neither. It's just a bunch of lines. You have assigned such meaning to those lines. In fact, you've even assigned the meaning of a line itself to whatever it is you've decided makes a line. It's just stimuli and stuff. It's all you. None of it is real. There is only you pretending that what you are imagining is real. So I'll quote it again. All is false, only you are. And all these three truths summed up leaves us to truth number 4. You are complete in yourself and totally unaffected by anything you experience. You are, period. That's it. Anything past the notion of I am is total nonsense. Anything beyond the notion of I am is manufactured or imagined. You, yourself, are serene. Not happy and in peace. Those are qualities of the mind, but stable, serene, still, untouchable, unchangeable. So whether in pain or in pleasure, in hope or despair, dead or alive, or whether happy or suffering. Okay, serenity is not a quality of the mind, it's the very nature of yourself. Stillness, unchanging, you cannot possibly add or take away from you. It's not possible. So suffering is just an experience of the mind calling something it imagined as suffering. And pleasure is just an experience of a mind calling something it imagined as pleasure. Okay? So the mind will continue to feel suffering and pleasure, the mind, falsely labeling things as good as bad. I mean, that's what minds are going to do. Suffering or pleasure will be experienced, but it's nothing to you. You're not depressed. Your mind is imagining something. Your mind is having an experience that it's labeling as depression. You're not feeling anxious or worried or overwhelmed. Your mind is having an experience that it's labeling those things. In the background, there will still be the unchanging serenity that you are. All right, I hope this makes sense. Subscribe for more. Totally ask questions and comments. This may get confusing. And feel free to go to smarturl.it/empoweryou or any of my social media pages and to shoot some questions and comments there as well. So once again, subscribe, comment, all right? And I hope to hear from you guys. And share.